Hey, Sojourn family. This is Matt Heron. I get the privilege of serving as lead pastor here at Sojourn, and this is what we often refer to as a video update. And boy, it's been a while since we've had the opportunity to do this, or needed to take the opportunity to do it. And so, got two things I want to share with you. First, some of you know this. This coming Sunday is Pentecost, and Pentecost. We read about Pentecost in Acts chapter 2. That is the day when the Spirit of God, that Jesus said, when I go, I'm going to send the Spirit. Pentecost Sunday is the day that Spirit came. And Spirit showed up in power, and the gospel was preached, and thousands of people came to faith. And the church has celebrated Pentecost and recognized this unique day as a point of celebration. Our church has been in a 10-day prayer initiative leading up to Pentecost called One Accord, and some of you are participating in that daily, which is a beautiful thing. But this coming Sunday is Pentecost, and what we want to do in response to this great news of the coming of the Spirit is we actually want to invite our whole church family into this idea of having 100 parties in 100 days. Now, that doesn't mean that you yourself need to go to 100 parties, though you can try to do that if you want to. But what we're saying is that collectively as a congregation, we want to have 100 parties in 100 days. And part of that is we need to celebrate after the last 15 months, but also just in recognition of Pentecost and the coming of the Spirit. So here's what we want to encourage you to do. We're going to have 4 church-wide parties. The first of those is this Sunday after the 11 o'clock service. We're going to have a pizza party out on the front lawn, and we encourage you to come to the 11 o'clock and stay for the pizza party. So that'll be party number 1. The other 99 parties, we want to invite you to be part of scheduling them and fulfilling them. And so we're defining a party as 3 or more Sojourn households represented. So if you have 3 last names or 3 different households from Sojourn at this event, at the party, that's a party. And you might say, why Sojourners? Well, the reason why we want you to do it with other Sojourners is because in Acts 2, after the Spirit comes, we quickly see the local church gathering together. The Christians are gathered together, and they're sharing food, and they're sharing each other's company and opening the scriptures and just engaging one another. So we want sojourners to be involved. And we want you to think creatively. I mean, this could be cookouts, it could be a beach day, it could be getting together for a movie, it could be going together on a hike, it could be a brunch, like all kinds of, it could be at a restaurant, it could be at your house. Like, just think creatively about gathering together a few different households and having a party. We would encourage you to have parties with your CG, to have parties with some of the people maybe that you see at Sojourn, that you've never actually talked to. You could go up and invite them to a party. We also would encourage you to think of people who might be who might be lonely, or who might be going through a difficult time. We would encourage you to, along with those Sojourn families, to consider inviting some non-Sojourners, maybe some people who don't know who Jesus is. Invite them to join you in your parties as well. And then we would encourage you to for at least one of your parties to consider making it a little bit special. Maybe you pick a theme and invite people to dress up. Maybe you pick a menu that's a little bit more, it's more of a delicacy. Maybe it would cost a little bit more money to put that party on, but make it special. Do something that recognizes this is a season, this is a time to celebrate. So be creative, think creatively about it. Now you say, how do you get to be part of it? Well, this coming Sunday, there are going to be 100 tickets that look just like this. They're going to be available in the foyer here on Sunday. And our encouragement is come take as many parties as you're willing to commit to over the next 100 days. Some of you might say, man, one party is all I can host. Like, I hope I get invited to other parties, but one's all I can host. That's fine. Some of you might say, like, I'm up for 8 parties, like every other week, like every 2 weeks. Like I want to have a party at my house, or I want to have a party at the beach. Then you would take 8 of these tickets, And our hope is that when we think about our collective congregation, that all 100 tickets are eventually taken. They might not all get taken this Sunday, but over the course of the next couple Sundays, all 100 tickets get claimed. And there are 100 scattered parties all over our region. And so take as many of the tickets as you want. And again, we hope that over the next 3 months, it's just a time of celebration. The second announcement is in regard to COVID and our COVID protocols. When COVID hit in March of 2020, we made the decision right there and then to do our best to love our neighbor, to honor our authorities, and to honor Christ. And here we are, like 15 months later, and we have not done that perfectly, not at every turn, but it has been our heart, it has been our desire to do those things to the best of our ability. And that's led to a lot of hard decisions. It's led to a lot of hard conversations with some of you as we've tried to navigate this in a way that we think does all three of those things. We've gone through some encouraging seasons. We've gone through some discouraging seasons. We've often had to remind each other, like, don't grow weary in doing good, like the Apostle Paul told the church in Galatia. And so it's been hard. It's been a journey. And I think through this, and it's like, man, the original quarantine back in March of 2020, that lasted longer than any of us thought. Then there were some positive signs, and then I don't know if you remember this, but boy, we got news of the vaccine in November, but then right after that, numbers in Michigan spiked and we had a second quarantine. That was extremely difficult emotionally and just for our church, very, very hard. Then right after that, numbers started to drop again. Lots of optimism in January and February as numbers continued to drop. And we thought, boy, this is fading fast. And then March comes. And all of our numbers, especially in Michigan, just spiked to the worst of the entire pandemic, and went through a very, very difficult time there as well. But those numbers started to fall again, and they've fallen really fast. And along the way, the vaccine has been available, and some people have been getting vaccinated. And as these things have been all working together, that led up to an announcement from the CDC this past Thursday. And then an announcement from the state of Michigan on Friday with this good news, with this announcement that we actually there's something to be said about this mask mandate, and so many people celebrated appropriately that this is the condition of things are getting to the place to where we could actually say, hey, there's a category of people that can take their mask off. And so, brothers and sisters, we have longed for news like that. This idea of, whoa, we can actually take these masks off. However, our church, along with a lot of other organizations and businesses, scrambled over those next hours to try to figure out, what does this mean for us? And as a church, obviously, Sunday morning is coming. And so we sent out an email on Saturday and informed our congregation, all of you, what these new state guidelines were, and invited you to join us for worship on Sunday. Now, we've had a few more days to discuss this. We've had a few more days to observe how other organizations and how other businesses are responding to this news. And so we want to give you an update on how we're handling these new guidelines. So starting this coming Sunday, we will no longer be posting any signage here at Sojourn. Just as Costco and Meijer and Target and a bunch of others, we are encouraging you to determine where you are and what you need. We believe that the new guidelines are written in a way that frees us to do this, just as Meijer or Target or Costco is as well. So here's what it means. Just like Costco or just like Target, there's going to be people at church on Sunday who have masks on, and there's going to be people at church on Sunday who do not have masks on. Both of those populations are going to be here. And so our request to you is this: don't assume that you know why someone is wearing a mask or why someone isn't wearing a mask. There's a million reasons why people may be doing what they're doing. Some people might not be vaccinated. That's possible. Some people might have a medical condition that doesn't allow them to get vaccinated. Some people might be wearing a mask to honor a family member. Some people might be fully ready to take their mask off. Some people might be concerned about taking their mask off. We have no idea why another person is masked or not masked. And we're just asking you to not worry about that. We're asking you to come and to worship in freedom, to worship in celebration of the fact that after this long, long journey, we're actually at a place where the state guidelines allow us to respond like this. And so this coming Sunday, we invite you to come. There will be no signage, and we invite you to come and to not worry about what's on another person's face. Just be glad to see them. Be glad to recognize that we are in a situation where our community and our nation are getting the progress the signs are so good. The numbers are so low. We have often prayed and longed for the day where we could say some things like this. And the evidence all points to the fact that it's just going to get better in the weeks and months ahead. And so that's where we're at. There will be no signage as we come to church on Sunday. And we ask you to not worry about what anybody else is doing. Wear a mask if you want to wear a mask. And that is your freedom to choose to do that. Okay. For those of you who've walked with us through these 15 months, man, it is not lost on us how hard it is, how hard it has been, how hard it's been for you. I hope you maybe have a little piece of how hard it's been for us as we've tried to make these decisions that serve you, that serve our community, that honor our authorities, that honor Christ. And we are so thankful for the trajectory of this pandemic. And so thank you for partnering with us, and hope to see you on Sunday.